All right, we're going to learn the signs for the song Death Was Arrested. Chances are we'll have to do this in more than one video. All right, so we know the sign for death. For arrested, we don't want to arrest it like a policeman would arrest a criminal, because that's not what it means. So I would use either conquered or stopped. And sometimes I like to use both in the song. So on some verses I might say stopped, death was stopped, and others times I might say death was conquered. So you can do what you wish. All right, so alone in my sorrow and dead in my sin. So for alone, we've had that before. We've done in Christ alone. So alone in my, and you can leave out little words, or you can put them in if you want. You can include the my or not. So for sorrow, there's different things you could do here. You could, you know, don't make it look like dark, but make your face fall, or you can wring your heart. Like, oh, this is heart wrenching. So you could do that. You can take your pick. And dead in my sin, we know dead, and we know sin. Lost without hope, with no place to begin. So lost, without, this is with, and without opens up. Without. So with and without. We've had hope before. With, which I'd probably leave that without. I'd leave that without. With no place to begin. So no, or you can, do no like this. No place, you take P's and you make the place. Okay, area would be with A's. You could do island with I's. Okay, with no place to begin. Remember, begin, we've had that before. It's like you're starting up a car. Of course, since I'm left-handed, I start my car backwards. Remember, if you're right-handed, you mirror image me. Okay. Your love made a way to let mercy come in. Okay, so your love, I'd probably leave out made, but there it is, made a way. You take W's and make the way, made a way to let mercy come in. Now you could, instead of doing mercy like this, you could show it coming from God, mercy come in, and like it's coming into you. Okay, so you can do whichever you like. When death was arrested and my life began. So we've had our when before. When death, and as we said, you can either do death was stopped or death was conquered. Don't do both, just pick one. And my life began. You can leave out and, my life, and there's our began again. Okay. Ash was redeemed, only beauty remains. So for ash, you can just do dirt. Ash was redeemed. Only, that's very much like alone, only. Beauty. For beauty, you start with your hand closed like this, open it up, and close it again. So that's beauty. If you just wanted to say like face, you would just use your finger to go around. That's face. But beauty is where you take your hand and open it and close it again. Beauty remains. So for remains, I would use stay. So you take Y's and do this, stay. It goes into the future, it stays into the future. Okay. My orphan heart was given a name. Okay, now for orphan, I don't want to do the actual sign for orphan. For orphan, you might say something like there's not a specific sign, so you might spell it if you were like in a sermon, and you were talking about orphans, or you might say mother and father don't have, something like that. But your heart doesn't have a mother and father, so we're not really talking about an orphan heart. I would say it's more like a lonely heart, a heart that's alone. um, but I wouldn't use the word alone. I would probably use lonely, which you bring a finger down like this, so lonely. So I would say my lonely heart. Use your middle touchy-feely finger to outline the shape of a heart. Was given a name. So you can use given, or you can just even leave that out and just say name. Okay, so my lonely heart was given a name, or you might even say has a name if you want to. My morning grew quiet. Okay, so you could do a heart-wrenching thing here, just kind of like sorrow. I probably might do this for the sorrow, the face falling, and then do this heart-wrenching for the mourning. Grew quiet, I would do become quiet. So remember, this becomes this, becomes quiet. I would make it, pieces become quiet all in one motion. So, I would kind of do this as two becomes quiet. My feet rose to dance. So different things you could do here. You could just say rose to dance, or you could point to your feet and then say rose to dance. So whatever you'd like to do. So you could even say I rose to dance. So lots of different ways to do this. When death was arrested and my life began. So again, we've done that already. When death was arrested and my life began. Okay, the next verse is, oh, your grace so free washes over me. Okay, so if you want to do the O, you can do that. Your grace, remember that's the G coming down, opening up. Your grace so free washes over me. You could do this washing, or you could leave that part out. And I would do this kind of like the overwhelm sign that we've learned. Kind of bring it and let it wash down like that. So washes over me. You have made me new. So you have made me new. Now life begins with you. Now you can either do Y's coming down or just a hand like this coming down, either way. Now life begins. You can leave off the with if you want to and just say you. It's your endless love pouring down on us. So I would say your forever love. And then for pouring down on us, I would remember the I love you, the I, the L, and the Y all combined. So that means I love you. So, so I would say your endless love pouring down on us. So I would just have that love symbols facing you, and it's pouring down on us. And since it's us and not just me, you could then do this. So it's coming down, and it's for everybody, not just me. Okay. You have made me new, now life begins with you. Well, we won't repeat that here. Okay, released from my chains, I'm a prisoner no more. Okay, so released, if you want to do from, you can either do it with the finger or with two X's, either way. From my chains, so here's the chains. I'm a prisoner no more. Okay, so I'm a prisoner, so you can be, this is one way to do it, prisoner, do the person sign, prisoner. You could do trapped instead. Um, excuse me. No more. My shame was a ransom he faithfully bore. Okay, so for shame, you have the blood rushing to your cheeks like this. My shame, and look ashamed. Put your head down a little bit, look ashamed. My shame. You could just do it with one hand. I usually do two, especially for a song. My shame was a ransom he faithfully bore. For ransom, in this case, I would probably do a payment that he faithfully bore. Okay. He canceled my debt and he called me his friend. So he canceled, make an X, canceled my debt. We've had that before, debt or owe. And he called me his friend. So you could do different things for called here. I would say he named me his friend. He named me his friend. So this is friend, where you lock fingers, index fingers, and you then reverse it like that. So that's friend. For relatives, I do R's. So you have R this way. So you've got friends and you've got relatives. Okay, so he named me his friend. When death was arrested and my life began. So we don't need to do that one again. Okay, we're about out of time, so I'm going to stop here and you'll see the rest of the song in part 2.